Hi, we're at CES and have the privilege of having caught up with Michael Strober, the Senior Vice President for Turner Entertainment Sales. Thanks a lot, Michael, for taking some time to talk with us.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
You happen to be sitting in the catbird seat with one of the major initiatives out there at the cutting edge of advertising and enhanced what we might call augmented television. And I guess what I'm interested in exploring first of all is what it is that you're doing to create this augmented experience through the use of other devices in conjunction with viewing of the television, the so-called second screen experience.
Certainly, and thank you again. We're very interested in the second screen for our audiences. We find that it gives us an opportunity to really tell our stories in a more meaningful and immersive way for fans of our shows. So a lot of the underpinnings that have gone into this is using a technology that is well spoken here at CES, using ACR technology, which is either video or audio fingerprinting, and that's really just a technology that's underwriting a lot of the capabilities. But what it really comes down to is the content. And we started our first sync app, and I think we were one of the first to do it on a live show, was with Conan. And we launched the Conan tablet sync app 2 years ago with one of our marketing partners, AT&T, who was there for the launch and have actually remained with us for the last 2 years. And that actually then spawned other sync apps that we now take into the marketplace, and we have one for Falling Skies on our TNT network, and a second one that we just launched with Big Bang Theory, which is on TBS. So we see this as an opportunity for us to expand our relationship with our marketers. It's a way to connect better with our audiences and really create something compelling that really isn't out there in the market right now.
I want to come back to the technology question, because 2 years ago, what you did was pretty radical, and what has been your experience with the synchronization aspects, with the actual, the whole back end side of this and making it all work?
Well, again, I'm an ad sales guy, so I will try.
But you've been on the receiving end of all the bad news.
Right, exactly. I mean, listen, there's a lot of vendors out there that are providing this technology. We have an emerging technologies team back down in Atlanta whose job it is to really vet out and find the best technology that we could use in our products. So we're working with 2 vendors right now. And the fact is that when it comes down to it, it's really going to be on the content side more than the technology that's going to compel the audiences to want to come back.
Of course. But the technology has to work, and that's what I'm just asking as a front end here is have you found that this is relatively doable at this point?
It's a good question then. There's still a lot of learnings to be had. Most of the technology we rely on is audio based, and there is some latency issues depending on the devices that they're working with, or the ambient noise and the credibility of the detection. So we're working through that. We've actually seen a lot of improvements in the technology when working with the vendors, and we were here at the floor at CES meeting with a lot of them and just seeing some of their next generation products, and it really is groundbreaking. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming down the pike.
That's good to hear. Has it gotten to a point where you have a confidence level around the sync being good enough to throw in advertising and actually charge for the time?
Well, it absolutely is already there. I mean, we have marketing partners that have been with us. In fact, they haven't been announced yet, but we're going to have several marketers that are going to be joining on some of those other sync apps that I mentioned earlier. And AT&T has not only been a sponsor of us in year 1, but in year 2, they're actually extending their messaging to include not only sync apps on tablets, but also with mobile phones and with the web. So it's strong enough now. But again, most of the marketers that are coming to us, it's really a test and learn. They're trying to really understand the consumer behavior, understand how they can make their programming more and their advertising more meaningful to their audiences using a second screen.
So when it came to the content side, which is everything, what did you see as your opportunity, and how has that played out in terms of you've already got a great audience for some of these programs. They're already glued to the TV watching what's unfolding. How has it been as far as augmenting their experiences versus cluttering up their experience?
Well, again, we're fortunate. We have an amazing facility in New York City called the Time Warner Media Lab. And so what we've been doing is using that to really get a lot of qualitative analysis on consumers' feedback of the products. And what we're finding is they truly find this to be an engaging and certainly an enriching experience. Granted, it's going to take time for us to develop new techniques, new creative executions, but we are definitely seeing that audiences are interested in this. It's now just a question of how do we develop the right creative executions.
It sounds like this is going somewhere for you. You've gotten far enough into this over the course of the last 2 years. You're adding more programming. You've got an audience response. So I would expect that we'll see more of these kinds of things show up with some of your other shows.
Yeah, no, I hope so. And we certainly are committed to this. It's one of the reasons why we're here at CES meeting with a lot of the technology companies. And we'll continue and hopefully show you some new products in the near future.
Okay, well, listen, we're looking forward to it, and thanks so much, Michael,
pleasure.
for taking the time.
Thank you.